We were in Cuba, mission trip. Peter, he's an eye doctor, took 5 people, went 7 hours away from Havana. Randy, he's a bones doctor, took 5 people, went 3 hours away from Havana. I took a team and went 1 hour away from Havana. We have been praying for 3 months, and God inspired us as an answer to prayer. After 3 months prayer, we got a phone call, and they said, we need you, if you can come in these 3 locations, because there is no Adventist presence, 0. We would like to plant a church in these 3 locations. We consider it an answer to prayer. God sent us the money. Somebody called and said, I want to give a donation, 11,000 for Cuba. Somebody else called and said, I want to give a donation, 27,000 for Cuba. Somebody else called, I want to give a donation, 1,500 for Cuba. A lady came and she says to me, Pastor, I'm broke, I am poor, I have no job, but I want to be part of it. All I have is $20. Would you be offended if I give $20? I said, this is the most I got. This is the greatest gift, because those people, I know them. They have a lot. Praise the Lord for their gift. But I know you, you don't have a job, you are sick, you are old, you get like $600 a month or something. This is amazing. God can take the $20 as the fish and the bread and multiply them and bless 5,000 people. Praise the Lord for the $20. Give it away. And we raised over 60,000. Went to Cuba. Anyway, paid for church building, paid for this, paid for that, paid for over, I don't remember, 300 pastors, paid. And then let's do evangelism. Let's do evangelism. We got there 85 radios, 3ABN radios that connect to the satellite to 3ABN. The law says when you enter in Cuba that you cannot have more than 5 of the same item. If you have 6 chocolates, they will confiscate it. You can have 4 up to 5 items that are the same. We had 85 radios. And we prayed, and we got a phone call. Somebody says, I know the lady that works at the customs. She's a security officer. And I know her. And she asked me last time, she says, don't tell anybody, but I want a Bible. But if you tell them, I lose my job and my freedom. And he said, I gave her a Bible and she knows me. And he said, when you come, give her a Steps to Christ or a Bible for children with pictures, because she has children. And she's going to let you pass through without being controlled. We go there, we go to her, straight to her. And she says, so many radios, impossible. And we said, well, what's going to happen? We take you in a room and confiscate everything. I said, let's go in the room, let's confiscate it. She says, you okay with that? Yes. She took us in the room, and I say, any cameras here? No. Any microphones? No. Why? Okay, I got the Bible out. This is for your children. And I said, so and so sent me. She says, wait a second. She goes in the airport. You all, the whole group, come here. You are in trouble. All your baggage. And we had a lot. I mean, a lot. You are allowed with 2 per person. We had like 5, 6, 7 suitcases per person. A lot. You are in trouble. Come inside. We all came inside, and she opened the other door. You are free. Go. Straight in the parking. We had 4 projectors. We had 18 laptops. We had, I mean, you name it. A lot. We had Bibles. We had those, I don't know how you call them, for children, that you put the cloth and it sticks. Felts, whatever, okay? We had several of those. I mean, we had a lot. Okay, so we spread. And after we spent for everything, and for trip, and for insurance, we don't have money left over. We had just only what we need for evangelism. So I give Peter, this is your money, enough to pay evangelism, to pay rent of the location, the building, to pay for the sleep, for the hotel, to pay for the food, to pay for the Bible workers, and to pay for transportation every night, because people don't have cars. And we hired buses to take them to church and take them back home to different locations. So this is your money. And then I went to Randy, this is your money. And then to my team, to the treasurer, this is your money. And I divided the money in 3. Okay? I start evangelism Friday night, Randy starts evangelism, Peter starts evangelism. The police came and took Peter and his team, took them to the police station, confiscated their money, and took their room away and said, you cannot do evangelism. Why? You don't have approval. Yes, we do. We have applied 6 months ago. We have a religious visa and approval from your government. Yeah, you do, but you don't have approval from the city. And they took his money and his room. End of the story. They didn't take mine or Randy's. So Peter calls me and says, what should I do? I come and join you there and we just do evangelism together. I said, what is God's will? He says, I don't know. Then why do you ask me? I am not God. Pray and ask God what to do. Because God sent you there, not me. Hello? Who sent you there? God. Then why do you ask me? Go back to God. Well, is he answering? I said, shame on you. You are elder. He says, okay. Half an hour later he calls, I prayed, nothing happened, so we come. I said, when did you pray? I didn't have time to eat. And you already prayed? Is that a prayer? Go back to prayer and pray the whole night and then tell me what God said. He said, okay, pastor. He prayed the whole night. His family joined, the whole team joined, the children joined, and kids from Cuba joined them in prayer. He told me, Pastor, I never had such a nice experience. We prayed and more and more and more kids started to pray with us. And he said we prayed around 9 p.m. Everybody left, and me and my wife, we kept praying until morning. And he said somebody came in the morning and said, you know there is a law. You are not allowed to do evangelism in a public building without approval. However, you are allowed to do evangelism without approval in a church, within a church. And I said, that's your answer. Go to all churches in the city and ask them to let you do evangelism. Okay. He went to the Baptist church, they said no. He went to Pentecostal church, they said no. He went to Lutheran church, they said no. He went to Apostolic church, they said no. He went to all churches and they all said no. So he called me and says, what should I do? I said, again? Who sent you there? God. Then why do you call me? Call God. He says, okay. So they pray again. And the guy comes back and says, you know that you can do evangelism in churches. He says, yeah, but I did go. So he calls me, God again says that I should go to a church. I said, go back to churches. Well, I did. Go again. He started again, all churches. They all said no, except the Baptist pastor. He said, well, you came second time. Let me tell you something. I don't want to let you do evangelism in my church, but the roof is broken. It was broken. I saw that roof. You could see the heaven, the sky through the roof. It was bad. It was raining inside. He says, the roof is broken. The ceiling is broken. You can see holes. And he says, it takes us $2,500 to fix it, and we don't have the money. And Peter says, that's all I have left over to pay sleep, to pay food, to pay Bible workers, to pay transportation, to pay books. That's all I have, $2,500. He says, well, if you want to do evangelism in my church, you pay the fixing of the roof, $2,500. So Peter calls me, Pastor, what should I do? Pray. Well, I did. And God inspired me to give the money. Give the money. Then what am I going to do? I don't know. Am I God? But if I give him the money, we have zero left over to live. We don't have food. I said, well, people don't live only with food, you know. He said, easy for you. I said, well, faith comes in. Pray. He gave the Baptist pastor the money. They did evangelism that night. 16 people that came Friday night came Sunday night, plus the Baptist pastor and his family. Monday night, 16 plus the Baptist pastor plus 140 people, the whole Baptist church. Because the Baptist pastor said, I checked them out. They are good. Come and listen. Why would God allow the police to stop them? Because God didn't want only 16 people to hear. God wanted 16 plus a family, the Baptist pastor, plus 140. And God cares for those people more than that money. Okay, now Peter was supposed to pay transportation, to pay sleep, to pay food. He says, I have no money. He calls me, can you send some of your money? I said, no, because if I divide my oil, I don't have enough oil, you don't have enough oil. No, you pray. God sent you there, God should give you the money. Well, I cannot ask for money. Oh yes, you can. If you ask for you cannot. But if you ask for God's mission, you can. Go ahead and ask God anything. They prayed, and then he says to his wife, honey, God didn't answer. Do you have any money in your pocket? She says, I have 300 that I took pocket money for, And she opens her purse. And she says, Peter, the envelope that you're supposed to give to the Baptist pastor, 2,500, is here. You didn't give it to him. He says, oh my, he looks 2,500. The whole envelope that you're supposed to give for the roof is there. So he calls the Baptist pastor and he says, I'm so sorry, I forgot to give you the envelope. And the Baptist pastor says, you did give it to me, I have it in my hand. Now they have 2 envelopes of 2,500. He called me, did you put one more envelope? I said, are you crazy? No, I didn't. He takes money, 300 from the envelope, pays transportation, sleeping, food. And tomorrow night, when he counts the money, it's 2,500. He takes 300, and next night, he counts the money, 2,500. Every night, he takes 300, and he counts the money, 2,500. And he calls me, you will not believe what God did. I keep taking money, and the money don't go down. I said, can I have that envelope? When they finished evangelism, 26 people got baptized. When they left Sunday, that location, and they stopped after a few hours drive, went to sleep, and they took money to pay hotel, the money started to go down. As long as he used it for evangelism, the money did not go down. Now folks, what if he acted on his will and came back and joined my team? Would this have happened? Thy will be done, not my will be done. Instead of praying that God would bless your will and fulfill it, rather pray that God would discover you his will and you fulfill it. Don't seek a blessing for your will. Seek a blessing for God's will and then go ahead and work on it.